Our family story actually started back in 1965 when I was a fighter pilot in the Navy. We met on a blind date after having resisted going out for quite a while, and immediately fell for each other, and 6 weeks later we were married, which really started a life that's we've been together now for over 47 years. And about 6 years after we were married, we already had our 4 lovely children. Family has always been important to us, and we've tried to capture that on film.
Our story with Bruce started in January of 1985, which was about 10 months after our son was diagnosed and had treatment for a brain tumor. His chances of survival, they told us, were not good, so it was extremely important to us to capture our family just in case. So we went to Bruce. So he said, "Let me come to your house. I've wanted to do this. Let's capture you in your home. The kids are going to be more comfortable." And that session just turned out to be so much fun. Our kids had a blast. By the way, our son survived. He is now 38 years old. And Bruce has been our photographer ever since. He's captured done senior portraits. He's did our daughter's wedding. And about 5 years after that first portrait, our oldest son graduated from the Air Force Academy, and we knew that life as we knew it as a family was going to forever change because he was going to be gone. So Bruce came to the house again and did portraits of the family at home. He actually did 2 sessions that time. There was a session outside and a session in the house. And once again, he rocked. He just captured who we were. One of the pictures of the kids, it's kids in their particular flavor of the moment t-shirts. Jay had been at the Air Force Academy as a DJ, and Mark was swimming at Central, and Rob was swimming, and Jeff had on his UW t-shirt. I mean, it just captured us. The next milestone that we decided it was time for a portrait, the 2 sons had gotten married, then our daughter got married. By that time, we had 2 grandchildren, so the family had expanded, and we figured it's been 10 years. It's time to do another portrait. Once again, he came to the house. We had this beautiful pyracantha in the backyard. Otherwise, the backyard was nothing special, but you would never have known by the time these portraits were done. We had the whole family there. We had 3 grandchildren, and the son-in-law and the daughters-in-law, and so we had now this ever-growing, ever-expanding family once again captured in our home where we just love to be with our family.
The next part of our journey with Bruce and with family is when we finally had an opportunity to have all of our children together at Christmas of 2008, and decided that it's time not necessarily for a family portrait of all of us, but we wanted to capture our grandgirls. So it was a perfect opportunity to capture the 6 girls all here. And our youngest granddaughter has a chromosome disorder, so she's not the easiest person to photograph. And Bruce did an outstanding job of getting her to be focused long enough to get the photograph. And so that portrait stayed over our mantle here until our latest portraits were done in the summer of this year.
We decided to do the portraits this summer because, as you might imagine, getting a family this size all together in one place at one time is not easy. We have to plan sometimes more than a year in advance to get us all together. And we did this summer at Sun River. Bruce, ever the resourceful guy that he is, managed to make a delivery and come down and spent the evening. He and Josh spent the evening with us, and we had just a great shoot. Got all of us, all 16 of us, us and the grandgirls, each family individually. We had a lot of fun while we were doing it. This year, I think I've realized how quickly, more than I ever did, how quickly time passes. It seems like only yesterday that these grandgirls were babies. Certainly it seems like not very long ago that our own children were teenagers at least. It's the blink of an eye. And capturing these moments, this time, so that we don't forget, because regardless of whether you think you won't, you will forget if you don't capture these times. We look back at these portraits now, and there are funny stories that go with every time that we had the portraits taken. These last portraits, the girls were freezing. The water was so cold. The first minute they stuck their toes in, they pulled them right out. So a lot of those smiles are because we're laughing at the girls. And us and the grandchildren. Capturing Grace is not easy. Bruce had us all singing because Grace loves music. You can see the results. I mean, we're all happy, and Grace is smiling and having a great time. So that was a really special way to get her to cooperate and have a good time, and all of us to have fun. Actually, family has always been just the focus of our life. Our faith and our family and our friends. That we have a sign on our back deck that says exactly that, faith, family, friends. The first time one of our friends walked into the house and he looked around and he said, "Well, I know what's important here." You can look at our house. We have original artwork in the living room, but I can assure you that people who walk into the living room, the first thing they look at is the artwork over the fireplace. And frankly, that's the artwork that we care about. Those children and those grandchildren they're our masterpieces. And that's why it's so important for us every day as we walk around our house and through our hallways. We want to see that all the time and be reminded of the importance of that family to us.